Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I'll say good morning, Jan. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Shauna. Wonderful to see all of you ladies here today, as well as the other folks who are watching but have not yet left a comment. Wonderful to see everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We are here to do the same thing we do every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to pull a card off my deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on that card. And we are going to say out loud together, I am that affirmation. As we build into our lives with these powerful words, it is something that is giving us really the ammunition that we need in order to go on. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card and say that today I am imaginative. I am imaginative. I create ideal situations in my mind. So I am imaginative. I create ideal situations in my mind. Are you imaginative? You are imaginative. You create ideal situations in your mind. I'm going to write that down in the comments. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Because after we speak these things, it's so important to write them down. I, writing things down adds a new layer to this. It engages a different part of our brains and really allows us to continue bringing this stuff into our reality. The fact is that imagination is a form of creation because everything that we create is first imagined in our minds. We first have an image of it that passes across our brains. And so when we're doing the thinking or when we're doing the imagining, it is ultimately something that gives us gives us hmm, the blueprint for what it is that we're creating. The fact is that thinking is creating because everything that we've ever created, everything that we've ever worked toward, everything that we've ever thought to ourselves, yeah, that would be good. All of that stuff was first born in our minds. And so we have to make sure that we are properly curating what we're imagining. Are we imagining things that we want? Are we imagining things that we like? Are we imagining things that are as the world, are the way that we would like the world to be? Or are we imagining things that we don't want and don't like? Are we imagining things that if they were to come to pass, that we would be unhappy about it? I know that this is something that happens to me quite regularly. Is that I find myself imagining something that I don't actually desire. Well, why is that? Why would I imagine something that I don't desire? Um, Typically, I find it's for a couple of reasons, but the first one is always that I think that logically something has to happen a certain way, even if I don't want it to happen that way. And yeah, the thing is that all the really cool stuff in my life has never been logical. It's never followed some kind of a logical progression. Life happens to us moment by moment, and then we tell a story to ourselves to string all those moments together. And then we think to ourselves, oh, well, that story that we told about stringing all those past moments together, that story has to be extrapolated into the future. It's the only way. It's, of course, not the only way. And the connections between events that all happened in my past are really all just my story about what happened in the past. It is no more true than any other story that I could have possibly told. And the fact that I could tell an infinite number of stories about what happened in the past and the connections between them means that I can tell an infinite number of stories about what happens in the future and the connections between them. And so, the fact is that our imagination is what creates the future because when we imagine something in our heads, we are first creating that thought form, which will then radiate out into the world around us. And so let's make sure that we rein in our imaginations, that we control our imaginations, that we use our imaginations as a tool for living a better life, as opposed to using our imaginations as a tool for scaring ourselves or deciding that the world is too big and crazy and complicated and we're just going to bow out of it. The world needs imaginative people, and the imaginative people over the course of history are the ones who changed the world. And so I am imaginative, and I own it. I do create ideal situations in my mind, and sometimes I create less than ideal situations in my mind. And when that happens, when that happens, I will very quickly course correct and recognize that I'm thinking about something that I do not want to be, and so therefore I course correct and make different choices. And so this card is our encouragement today to paint the world, as a canvas in the colors that we choose, to create those ideal situations, to imagine what would be the absolute best thing that could possibly happen, and then believe as if it's already happening. Believe that it's already here before we see the evidence of it, and then we will see the evidence of it. They say that seeing is believing. I believe that believing is seeing. Once we believe that something is true, we will find the evidence for it to be true. And the reason that I know that this is how it is because when I look at the all the stuff that's happened in my life thus far, and then the narrative that I tell about it, the story that I tell about it, then I realized that the story that I told about it is something that I believe to be true, even though I made up the story, and I know that I made up the story. And so I'm going to make up a better story, and I'm going to continue making up better stories over and over and over again, and continually creating these ideal situations in my mind. And I encourage you guys to do so as well. So if there is some situation that isn't how you like it to be right now, start imagining that situation as improving. Imagine that the situation is better. Imagine that the situation is completely transformed. Imagine that something happens which you can't even currently understand, something that isn't even reasonable that would happen, that would allow you to just supercharge the outcomes that you intend, and then watch the magic happen, because life itself is going to just start bending to your will, and it's such a cool thing to watch. And it's really just about having the discipline to be imaginative, and the discipline to use our imagination in productive ways. All right, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll come back with another one of these. Until then, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Good morning again to Shauna coming up there from the Big Canoe area. Good morning, Lauren from Paradise, and Jan from Paradise also. Hope that you're having a fantastic time. Let's see here. Good morning, Susan, coming in from Jamaica. Hope that you are having a fantastic time. And and then and so I will talk to you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Jan, coming in at the end with a comment, says, it is all guessing and then waiting to see what actually happens. I can choose to be fearful and imagine scary things that might happen, or I can choose to be excited and expectant and imagine wonderful outcomes. I choose what I think. I choose what I imagine. I feel how I feel based on the way I imagine the journey to go. I create my feelings by creating my focus either way, moment to moment. I love it, Jan. You always have some of the nicest things to say. So thank you so much for leaving that comment. I will talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, your daily up to the moment reminder. I love you. I care about you. I appreciate you. I think that you're amazing. And I know that you are going to imagine the most beautiful things today. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.